I have no ambition in this world but one, and that is to be a fireman, reads a portrait hanging in the common room upstairs of the Hillsborough Fire Department. The quotation continues, "The position may, in the eyes of some, appear to be a lowly one, but we who know the work which the fireman has to do believe that it is his noble calling. Our proudest moment is to save lives," said Edward F. Croker of the Fire Department of New York. This embodies the mentality firefighters across the nation have, or so I am told. But spending the past 4 months with the firefighters of Hillsborough, I now believe this to be wholeheartedly true. Most people, when thinking about a firefighter, imagine one thing: a strong man dressed in multiple layers of fire-resistant clothing, holding a hose attached to a hydrant, or on a ladder climbing into a window to save a child in a burning building. And while yes, this is a defining portion of their job, and something they do extraordinarily well, it is not the full picture. This is the story of the Hillsborough Fire Department, but not the story that you expect me to tell. It is the story behind the scenes. The story of what the small-town heroes do when they are not in their fire suits, fighting fires on the front lines, or helping people in whatever capacity they may need. It is the story that not many get to see, but one I am lucky enough to tell. Meet B Shift at the Hillsborough Fire Department. Headed by Captain David Shaw, it is one of the 3 shifts at Station 1 in Hillsborough. Sticks, as he is commonly known, is the leader of the group. Accurately nicknamed for his lankiness, his nickname really comes from the fact that in agricultural school, he would measure everything with a stick. While on duty, he is very serious and in charge, always directing and instructing the men under him. But he also definitely knows how to have a good time, making jokes and bringing laughter to the station. Many times I have walked up on him under a truck working on the oil, or seen him reconfiguring the cables in the firehouse, singing loudly to country music on his cell phone. But this is not the only music that he sings to. On many occasions during the downtime in the afternoons, or later at night in the firehouse, Captain Shaw can be found playing song after song on his phone and singing to the other men in the firehouse. All the while, as boys do, giving him a hard time for not only his music choice, but also his singing voice. He is married with a beautiful daughter and works another full-time job on his days off from the fire department. "We're all adrenaline junkies. That's why we're here," he says. He is a hard-working family man, loves his farm, and is a role model for the rest of the team. Watt Parker is one of the lieutenants. He is the father figure of the group, always willing to help and take care of the others. He wears a smile on his face, most days, that spreads from ear to ear. He is a golfer, a hunter, and a pretty good shag dancer, so I hear. He wants nothing more than to retire on a farm. Tim Leferrier is the other lieutenant. An army man, he is an incredibly dedicated worker and never stops until the job is complete, which usually consists of fixing some sort of electronics such as a radio or special camera. He is a more serious one of the group, and when asked to smile, looks at me and says, "Go light something on fire so I can put it out. Then you'll definitely see me smile." He apparently opens up after he has had a few drinks in him. This, though, I have yet to see. Shane Clark, a veteran member of the team, is the glue of the group. When he turned 16, a friend introduced him to the firefighters at the volunteer station up the road from his house, and he quickly joined their team. From that first day, helping someone in need and being able to make someone's worst day a lot better made his day, and so he found himself at the Hillsborough Fire Department. The rest is history, he says, or the past 5 years at least. He is a hard worker, a great friend, and a team player. He knows when to be serious, but is always ready for a good time. He is a great role model for the newer members, and is the one they go to for answers to any and all questions. Wanting a job that was different, he says, firefighting isn't like any other job. You see different things every day. No call is ever the same. Next is Charles Bowden. A newer member of the group, he says, firefighting is his life. Not only does he work at the Hillsborough Fire Department, but he also volunteers on his day off at the department closer to his home in Durham. His best friends are his fellow firefighters. Believing that there is no better job in this world than firefighting, he says, you see people at their worst, and it is your job to get them through it. There is no bond tighter than that of the one between fellow firefighters, as we share the best of times and the worst of times. But regardless, we are a family and therefore always there for each other. Ethan Page is the baby. He loves to hunt and fish in his spare time. Sometimes given a hard time by the others for being the new guy, he works hard to prove himself. He says he's a firefighter because the chicks dig it. But really, we all know the real answer. He loves helping people. In our job, he says, everyone's worst day is a normal day for us, and I'm just glad to be there to help them change things for the better. It is a common misconception that firefighters hang out all day waiting for an emergency to take place. But if they are not working a call, there is always something to be done. Their shift lasts 24 hours, and from fitness and training in the morning, cleaning and waxing trucks midday, to fixing radios and checking and rechecking the gear, there is never a dull moment. But when the siren goes off, everything drops to the wayside, and the focus is on one thing. The call and those in need always come first. They are busy from the moment the shift begins to the time they sit down to have dinner together, but always have time to make jokes and laugh with and at each other. On the off hours, they hang out as guys, cooking dinner and spending time together at night. It is during this time that they become good friends, but it is the emergencies they respond to that makes them brothers. To say they are a regular group of men would be a fallacy. Yes, they are a group of guys, and to many, they would seem quite normal. But these seemingly normal guys do extraordinary things. They are small-town heroes, a family, and there is no group of people I would trust more to save my life.